Wrong poop.
If the Daytona 500 is considered the equivalent of the Super Bowl of stock car racing, this will be a college bowl game. Welcome to the NASCAR Xfinity Series NASCAR Racing Experience 300 at Daytona. This is the custom paint scheme I'll be running this season with a sort of design or colors based on the Denver Broncos. Kind of a orange-ish, reddish. This will be the paint scheme I will mainly run. Every so often I'll change it up depending on the race. So let's take a lap around Daytona. If you watched the race Friday night, I did say in the opening bit where Daytona, there isn't really a fast groove that everybody's going to migrate towards. It's basically going to be who has the fastest line. So if the line's fast on the bottom, your car is going to be on the bottom. If it's fast up top, your car is going to be on top. If you're in the middle, you're going backwards. Coming through turns 3 and 4, you're going to be building up a little more speed than the NASCAR Gander Outdoor trucks, close to a little over 180 miles an hour as we take the green flag. This practice lap. Again, the rule is for Daytona, Charlotte, Phoenix, and pretty much any new track that is on any of these schedules that they don't normally race at in real life, i.e. Gateway for the Xfinity cars. We'll show sort of a track tour of how to get around the place, how to drive it, what will be the fastest line, braking points, track history, that kind of stuff. Again, coming through 3 and 4, you want to keep the car on the bottom. Typically, it's the best way to build momentum, especially if you got a group of like manufacturers behind you, i.e. 3 or 4 Chevrolets, Fords, Toyotas, whatever. You want to keep the car on the bottom, and then if there's a line up top, you move up top. If it's late in the race and everybody's making crazy moves, you're going to be trying to defend those as much as you can without getting wrecked. Coming through 1 and 2, you're going to be a lot faster than the trucks. In fact, we're borderline pushing 190 going down the stretch. In fact, we just hit 190 going into turn 3 and barely coming over it. Make our way out of turns 3 and 4. Ran a couple laps. Time to qualify here at Daytona. You'll notice a pretty major difference if you watch a qualifying session here at Daytona versus a race. When you're running around by yourself, typically it takes close to a lap or so to build up momentum and speed. You'll usually see some drivers kind of rim ride around the bottom as much as they can to build up momentum, or you might see drivers just run a throwaway lap riding the top of the racetrack. through turns 3 and 4. Get ready to take the green flag. Here at Daytona to begin our qualifying lap. We're already building up a lot of momentum going down this backstretch. And that's the benefit of those warm-up laps, or 4. You see how our lap looks. The pole time is currently 49:33. We're racing our way down the backstretch billboards, which were put up in January of 2016 as part of a reconstruction project that was done here at Daytona, which was part of the Daytona Rising project that was completed back in July of 2015, which we all know how famous that weekend was, or infamous, as they say. Austin Dillon won the Summer Busch race Saturday night, and late Sunday night, Monday morning, ended up slamming into the catch fence. It's a miracle he's alive today. In fact, we actually knocked that time off by a full second because of the momentum that we've carried around this track during our qualifying laps. In fact, I don't think we've lost a whole lot of momentum at all, to be honest. As we head down the back into turn 3, and then heading out of turn 4, we'll see where this lap puts us. And it will be even faster. All right, time to block everybody. So the qualifying results. Dylan Murway and Brandon Jones are on the front row. Vinnie Miller and Michael Annett are in row 2. Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, row 3. David Starr and Justin Haley in row 4. Ryan Sieg and Matt Mills are out the top 5. Noah Gregson starts 12th. Chase Briscoe starts 14th. Daniel Hemrick starts 16th. For the rest of the lineup, Ross Chastain starts 23rd. Riley Herbst starts 30th. And then Anthony Alfredo starts 35th. Let's look at some race stories. Ross Chastain crashed his car during qualifying. Daniel Hemrick failed pre-race tech. And we are on the pole. As we pace car is off, Dylan Murway and Brandon Jones leading down. We begin a new season of Xfinity racing at Daytona. We ran the Friday night race, the truck race at Daytona, caution-free, well, wreck-free per se. The only yellows were for the stage ends. We'll see how the second-tier NASCAR series does. And Brandon Jones is already starting to pull away. Whoa! Oh! They're banging! Look out! How did I not crash in front of everybody after that? My video game driver has clenched all the carbon fiber he could as Dylan Murway regathers his car and is lining up to push Michael Annett. Brandon Jones leads the first lap. Because that moment there, that should have meant at least 15, 20 cars wrecking in turn 3. If not more. Dylan Miller pushing Brandon Jones is going to slingshot himself to the point. Can he clear him? He will. Move Dylan Miller back to the point here at Daytona. Ryan Sieg has made his way into the top 5. And it looks like they're starting to organize down the backstretch. On the bottom, Michael Annett moves up top. And he's got a huge push from the 78 of Vinnie Miller. Move Annett up to the 2nd spot. Michael Annett is the 2019 winner of this race. The race that was unusually clean for Daytona State racing standards, coming off of running 5 overtimes in 2018, which is just sad. But I guess they needed it. Obviously, compare that to the ARCA race series where you got guys like Drew Dollar openly paying people back at a place like Michigan where you can seriously injure somebody. Or turning somebody under yellow at Phoenix. Saw Dylan Miller trying to run the bottom. 3 to go in stage 1. Wow, it smells like it's burning. Okay. Dropped in behind Brandon Jones. You got Ryan Sieg and the one of Michael Annett behind. Who does Sieg go with? As they're single file across the bottom lane with 2 to go. Sieg was able to break ranks with Michael Annett, and it looks like he's going to team up with Dylan to get a push. A bit of a shot going into turn 3 as he's able to take the lead briefly from Brandon Jones. Contact again. Now turn 4, we'll see the white flag here at Daytona in stage 1. Brandon Jones teams up with Michael Annett up top. We'll see what the blocking does. Very disorganized top 4. We got 3 Chevrolets and 1 lone Toyota trying to keep them all behind. Murray crosses down low as we try to separate Annett and Jones as best as he can. Through turns 3 and 4. Comes Murray up top. Jones with a little bit of a block. He got squirrely off the 4 a little bit. Now the neck and neck, kind of in line to win stage 1. It will be Brandon Jones. With Ryan Sieg, Michael Annett, Vinnie Miller, Noah Gregson, Justin Allgaier, Justin Haley, David Starr, and Ray Black Jr. rounding out the top 10 here in stage 1. A couple of drivers are pitting. As you saw, I think I saw Alex LeBay on that list. In 15th, he's going to pit, and Noah Gregson's going to pit as well. Top 4 stay out as we get set to the start of stage 2 in the NASCAR Racing Experience 300. Green flag is out. Terrible restart for Dylan Miller as he's dropped back to 3rd as Allgaier closes in on trying to work with his teammate here. And I wonder if Dylan's going to try to jump up in front. He does. He's got another Chevrolet in the form of the 6 of David Starr up there. Star can't quite lock up to his bumper. He moved the one of Michael Annette up to the point here at Daytona. Annette trying to jump behind Brandon Jones. Allgaier with a big shove from Dylan Murway in the 75. And split up the middle and push Justin Allgaier all the way to the lead here at Daytona. 7 laps here in the stage. By the way, as Brandon Jones comes back. They're in second. Another lap down here in stage 2. Keep in mind, Brandon Jones is the stage 1 winner. He's going to try to maybe set up a good run here in stage 2 as Dylan Murway got the wall pretty hard. He's going to back everybody up. Here comes the 7th Allgaier getting a push from David Starr into 6. That's definitely one of the benefits of this kind of racing is you can see pretty much anybody have a shot to win compared to what you normally see on a race weekend with underdog guys like David Starr in the 6, as we're in the sucker hole right now, as Darrell Waltrip calls it. Battling with guys like Justin Hickey. Anyways, you can see underdogs like David Starr being able to battle with a guy like Justin Haley, who's one of the best to race in the Xfinity Series at these types of tracks because of Holly's goal of teamwork every week. And here comes Dylan Murway trying to shove Chase Briscoe to the point. See what Haley does. Oh, wow. That could have been really bad. So now we got a 3-car breakaway up front. Briscoe to the point. Keeping that car glued on the bottom as much as he can. Side by side, getting 3 laps to go here in stage 2. Dylan Murway barely led that lap. Whoa! Oh, that was almost bad. Dylan Murway trying to back up to Briscoe. Because the problem is when you get too far out in these restrictor plate tracks, you can get a group of cars that line up and they'll go right by you like you're nothing. Allgaier with a push from the 11 of Justin Haley. Oh, contact between Murway and Allgaier. Side by side for the lead here in stage 2. Haley on the bottom. Briscoe trying to push Dylan up top. There'll be 2 laps to go in this stage. Oh, whoa, that was almost bad. Now we got everybody tucked in on the bottom. We got a group of about 5 behind as David Starr's there, and it looks like they're going to leave Allgaier out to dry. It's going to be a long way back to get to Brandon Jones. Out of turn 4, we'll see the white flag in this stage. Dylan Murway barely had that lap. Justin Haley still holding even up top in the 11. Side by side for 1 and 2. Brandon Jones with a big head of steam. Trying to maybe sweep the stage here at Daytona. And looks like Dylan's gonna. He tried leaving it open, but Brandon Jones decided to go with Justin Haley. As we're neck and neck going into 3. And now turn 4. No way to the bottom. Oh, Brandon Jones almost spins, but Dylan Murway will win stage 2. And we need fuel. Getting set for the start of stage 3, Dylan Murway and Justin Haley on the front row. David Starr and Ryan Seed in the top 5. They're having great days. Then you got Chase Briscoe in 3rd. 13 to go in stage 3, in the final stage. 13 to go in this race. Now they're back to 3 wide all the way through the pack. Justin Haley up top. Briscoe with a little bit of a run on the bottom. Looks like he's going to try and challenge with Haley. Haley tried to block, but thought better of it as Briscoe got a huge head of steam. Now we're in the middle of a very dangerous situation because it looked like we were 3 wide for several rows there. Starr tucks in front of his driver. Now Dylan Murray is going to try to maybe get up behind C and push him to the front. And he's got a huge head of steam. Haley almost turns down on him. And this is going to leave Chase Briscoe out to dry. Almost, as like he falls to the end of the line. C tries to jump in. Dylan Murray with a huge head of steam. And you can move the 75 up to the point. $11 to go. Dylan Murray and Justin Haley are still side by side here at the 1 and 2. And that's the problem with, oh, look out! Of being side by sides at these kinds of tracks because the momentum stalls out. If you're got a line like Allgaier and C hooked up and organized, you can go faster than cars that are racing side by side in a large group. And with that, Allgaier lost a lot of momentum as Dylan Murray has gone back to the bumper of Justin Haley. $10 to go. Got a 3-car breakaway seat all the way to the bumper of Haley. Now Dylan's going to try to go with C to maybe get hit by. Him up and ahead. Here are 10 to go. Murway drops down low. Nine laps left. The more the front 2 cars race side by side, not in a line, the faster guys like Allgaier and Haley can catch right back up to him. Eight to go. Allgaier coming back in third by himself for some reason. And he's going to close up with C. And C's going to barely edge ahead of us going into turn 3. Sieg and Allgaier hooked up 1-2 on the top side. This means Dylan's going to have to work on breaking that side draft. And yellow for a crash somewhere. Wonder who did it. Looks like Riley Herbst was the only car. They don't show replays in this game, so I don't know what happened. Getting set for a late race restart at Daytona. Remember that these situations, when the laps tick down, the pulse rate ticks up. A terrible restart for Dylan Murray. They're already 3 wide, fanning out behind him. Ryan Sieg all alone here in the lead late here at Daytona. 4 laps left. Timmy Hill's up here in 6th. He could win this race. So I got 6 cars up ahead. Allgaier trying to defect by himself. Sieg comes down in the middle to block. Dilbert with a huge slingshot past a couple cars. Oh, contact. How did they not save it? More importantly, how did they not wreck? Got Haley and Allgaier on the bottom. In these situations, late in the race, you don't have an alliance. You find whoever you want to push. And I think Dylan Murray definitely has that memo. Here with 3 to go. So he's going to push Chase Briscoe all the way to the lead here at Daytona. 3 Chevrolets on the bottom. A Chevrolet and a Ford up top. So now we got 4 Chevrolets. Now Dylan drops in front of Sieg. Sieg comes up, try to push the 75. Can't quite make it. Gets out of the gas. Now they're side by side for the lead. They got nowhere for really to pass. As Sieg gets a huge push up the middle from Allgaier. 2 to go. 4 cars fighting for the win at one of NASCAR, the Xfinity Series' biggest events. This is fun to watch. Who will it be? Oh, into the wall. And Sieg spinning. We're still green. Here comes Briscoe back to rebound. Neck and neck through 3 and 4. Justin Allgaier, never been very good here at Daytona. Could he steal it late? He's got Haley behind him. They're going to have to take the win away from Dylan Murray as we get to the white flag. Now they're 3 wide behind him. They got Alex Williams in the 92. He's got to push. Who does Dylan go with? Does he go with Jones, go with the 92, or does he go with Allgaier in the 3 and 4? Who will make the run? And more importantly, can we sweep the weekend? We won on Friday night. Come to the line. Dylan Murway will win at Daytona. Reminder that this is on normal. Try to poorly butcher a burnout here. Or get myself stuck, whichever works. So here's the top 10. Dylan Murway won today at Daytona. Brandon Jones finishes second. Justin Allgaier finishes third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Josh Williams in fifth. Justin Haley sixth. Timmy Hill seventh. David Starr eighth. Vinnie Miller ninth. And Tommy Joe Martins will round out the top 10. Harrison Burton ends up 12th. Noah Gragson 13th. Austin Cindric dropped to 14th. Jeff Green with a solid run today in 15th. Chad Fincham with a solid run today in 16th. Austin Hill 17th. Mike Harmon with a great run up in 18th. And Anthony Alfredo, after starting 33rd, will end up 19th. And Colby Howard ends out the top 20. Looking through the rest of the pack. See where Ryan Sieg ended up after getting spun. So Ross Chastain didn't really have a good go of it today. Neither did Riley Hurst after his late accident. And it looks like we're seeing he just broke loose off of turn 4. And drove in front of traffic like Riley Hurst usually does. Jesse Little was the only car that fell a lap down, and Ryan Sieg was just a few laps away from winning at Daytona to end up 35th. So there's the playoff standings. Those will be tracked a bit more in depth when we get towards race 5. And that'll be the same across all 3 of these World projects. Here's your reminder to tune in tomorrow at noon for the NASCAR Heat 5 Daytona 500. Complete with a slideshow of a salute to great presidents throughout America's history. Since the Daytona 500 in real life this year is going to be on President's Day weekend, we're going to do a little bit of a President's Day celebration of our own a week early. There's your drivers of the race. And see you next Saturday at Las Vegas.